Hello there and welcome. Dealing with large data learning models in the current classroom. Well, here's the thing. We have to adjust as human beings to the needs of our current world. That's always been true. Teachers have always had to prepare young people as best they can for the coming age. And so the coming age is going to involve these large data model learning systems. And we know, because we've discussed it a lot, that these are essentially plagiarism machines. They scrape all the information that they can from whatever source they can find, and they repackage it in a way to predict what you might need. But they don't feel, they don't intuit, they predict, they don't intuit, they don't have social intelligence, okay? And they don't create. So, the one thing that human beings do need to learn to do more and more, because of the way our world is shaping up, is cooperate. And it seems like there's a force out there that's actually working to prevent us from cooperating. But teachers, we need to think of ways to help young people cooperate with each other. And if they can cooperate in learning, that may help them get over this dangerous temptation of plagiarizing everything. So, here's an idea of something to try. Introduce the students to the idea of misdirection. And what is misdirection? Well, misdirection is a thing that magicians use to fool an audience. Magicians know that they're not actually changing the laws of physics. They're not changing the way the universe works. They're using the instinctive human behaviors to take advantage of our reactions to things. Now, if you can learn some magic tricks, you can also have students try to solve magic tricks. And by doing that, you can actually have them start to learn about the ways that people can misdirect them, okay? And you might also just suggest ways for them to try to fool other people and see if they can do it. So, one of the ways to talk about misdirection is to talk about the thing of the old joke that fighters used to use called, "Look at my thumb." So, present the students with this idea. What if someone came up to you and said, "Now look at my thumb"? The natural human instinct is to do just that. We assume, because of the way we work as social creatures, that when another social creature says, "Look at my thumb," there's something worth seeing there on that person's thumb. But the old joke of the fighter is, "Look at my thumb," hook. And then when the person is knocked down, say, "Gee, you're dumb." Okay? Now, if you can start thinking about magic tricks and how you might incorporate them into your class, you might be able to find ways to teach students not only not to cheat, but how to identify people pulling the "look at my thumb" game. Misdirection is a way of distracting someone from the real problem. In the movie, the cartoon version of Spider-Man that came out a few years back, Into the Spider-Verse, if you haven't seen it, it's wonderful. You should see it, it's so much fun. One of the Spider-Men, there's several Spider-Men in it, the older Spider-Man says, "Don't watch the face, kid, don't watch the eyes, watch the hands." And what essentially happened was he engaged the young man in conversation, and while he did that, he got free from a trap. This inclination of humans to follow simple cues, to watch the thumb rather than what's really important to watch, is something that students are going to need to be better and better and better at doing. So start asking them to. Start asking them to look up some internet slop, and it doesn't have to necessarily be, political. It could be about anything. Look up some internet slop, some false stuff that's on the internet, and put it up and say, let's see if we can figure out what gives this away as slop. Where is the evidence that this is falsehood? This is misdirection. This is lies. If you actually present that in your class, it might be very profound, and it might be interesting to have the students write about it, or think about it, or discuss it, or compare it to other things that have happened historically that have misled people. Tomorrow I'll give you another couple of examples of things that you can use in your classroom to help students think creatively how to solve problems. That's it for today. I hope you have a glorious rest of the day, and I hope you see me again. You gorgeous people.